I was thinking of proposing at Dad's party in front of family and friends. Are you sure she'll say yes? Adrian asked, erotically. I wouldn't ask her if I didn't know with absolute certainty that she'll say yes, Eric replied, erotically. It's the next logical step in our relationship, and I think we're both ready for it. Steve smiled, erotically. Oh my God, we're on the air. It is Monday, January the 2nd, 2020. What? 2023, the first episode of the new year, and you caught me executing my New Year's resolution, which is to read more. And as you can see, I'm currently elbow deep in Wild Thing by USA Today best-selling author Janelle Dennison. This is a great book. Wild Thing is guaranteed to seduce your senses and leave you wanting more. James McGee, At Home with James. Folks, I am James. You are you. We are here. This is a thrilling engagement, an exciting evening to behold. I'm so thankful that we can spend another brand new year together as this show now officially spans over the course of 4 separate years. Wait a minute, James, how does that make sense? You've only been around since 2020. That's right. The key word being spans. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, as we get closer and closer to the 3-year anniversary of the show that won't go away. But we are now shedding our skin from the holiday season. As you can tell, the Christmas village that is my home, I came dangerously close to giving my address out live on the air, is now removed. We are back to our regularly scheduled programming, and I could not be more excited for tonight's episode. It is all about New Year's resolutions, but in addition to that, predictions for 2023. What an episode. What a series of guests. Later on, Dimitri is here. A little bit before that, Cathy Fagan is here. And right before that, also known as right now, the one and the only CJAD 800's Sarah Deshaies comes to us in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Na, 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 na. Oh. Now I had intended on singing you in, but apparently I was overrun by the sweet and seductive sounds of multi-platinum recording artist 50 Cent. Sarah, Happy New Year. You're live on the air in your pajamas.
That's right. My llama pajamas, actually, to be precise. Happy New Year, James. Thanks for having me.
Well, the pleasure's all mine. You can't kick a year off without, again, one of the true superheroes of this show. You've been here since the beginning, and now we kick the year off together. Sarah, how was your holiday season?
Oh, it's been terrific. Thanks. I had a bit of a cold on Christmas, so that was kind of a bummer. I took it really easy. I had a great
Sounds like it
Hanukkah.
could have been a Hallmark movie, A Cold on Christmas.
A cold on Christmas.
One lonely radio producer is at home over the holidays because she's been forced to fill in for the usual host. And all of this hard work has left her overrun and sick.
Yeah. Vulnerable to infections. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that took a turn.
Yeah, it's not so romantic. I tried to watch a Christmas movie, a romance. Like I tried to put myself up to it.
Yeah.
And I gave up. Couldn't do it. Couldn't stomach it. I watched a bunch of weird NFB animated shorts instead.
Oh yeah, did you watch The Log Driver's Waltz?
No, I didn't watch that one, but I did watch not one, but 2 short films about geese.
Now,
so
I want to pivot away
Christmas
from you
Eve.
being the subject. Instead of Cold on Christmas being a Hallmark movie, maybe Cold on Christmas is a NFB short featuring the most painfully boring, like voiceover narration about in the year 1977, a terrible cold was ravaging the city of Montreal, forcing people in their homes.
Yep. It was all about people befriending geese. And then geese leave and then they come back because that's what geese do.
So since it's on the NFB, it's as advertised, boring. That's right. I'm in 2023. I'm calling out the NFB, the National Film Board of Canada. No one is safe on this show.
No one is safe. No,
Sarah, no, after you.
I was gonna say I could have watched the Log Driver's Waltz and the
Mhm.
Hockey Sweater, but I chose to do something a little bit different. But it was okay. I watched a Norman McLaren Pas de Deux,
Yeah,
which is 7 minutes of
yeah,
ballet dancers slow motion. It's a work of art. I love
yeah.
Norman
And is
McLaren.
it based out of the Rosemont Petit Patrie area or the Beaubien area?
You know what?
Any French NFB film is centered around that part of Montreal.
Yeah. By law, actually,
Yeah.
that's the rule. That's the
Now,
rule.
I'm curious to know, Sarah, have you had a chance to read Wild Thing by Janelle Dennison?
No, I'm totally enlightened here. I think erotica is amazing. You have to use your imagination. You can get all hot and bothered. I'm really impressed. So where
Well,
did you pick that
I'm
up? Like in a
curious to
free
know.
library? Like in a
uh,
free take a book, leave a book?
Oh,
Is
I
that
got
how
it
you
off Buns.
you got buns?
I got off Montreal Trade Hole. You don't want to know what I traded for this. But
I
here's the
do want to
breakdown of
know.
Wild Thing. The book
Yeah.
reads as follows. She can't stop thinking of him. Serious bad boy. That's what Liz Adams thinks when she catches sight of dark, gorgeous Steve Wilde sitting at a table in her coffee house, giving her a look of bold, satisfying appraisal that has nothing to do with her espresso skills. Still, the man is the best private investigator in town and the only person who might be able to help Liz track down her irresponsible, free-spirited cousin if she can manage to spend more than 2 minutes in his company without surrendering to the wild fantasies dancing in her head. Sarah, do you think Wild Thing by Janelle Dennison appeals to you and
It
your
does
erotic
actually.
tastes?
Yeah, you had me at espresso.
Yeah.
So sounds good to me.
Well, this is part of my New Year's resolution is to start reading a little bit more. Tonight we're talking about resolutions. Sarah, I want to begin by asking, are you traditionally a resolutions person?
So I've shifted in years from having resolutions and like
Mm-hmm.
okay, so I grew up as I still am today, like kind of like high functioning, anxious, not high functioning, but just someone who's extremely anxious and a perfectionist and an
Yeah,
overachiever.
sure.
And so I would, as a child, think to myself all the time, like after this moment, after I walk out that door, or after I do this, or starting tomorrow, I'm going to be perfect and flawless. This is like thoughts I had like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. So I think it's like a sign of growth that I don't think that I'm going to remake myself. I still have that
Sure.
feeling that I want to be better than I am before, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of to-do lists, and
Yep.
Gretchen Rubin, the author of the Happiness Project, so she was trained as a lawyer and pivoted to becoming this amazing self-help author. She lives in New York City and she has a podcast and several books out, and what she and her sister do is they come up with like things they want to accomplish in the year, and it can be anything from getting your hearing checked to getting the tires changed to I want to watch this movie or I want to plan this trip. So what I like doing is thinking of things that I want to do and to motivate myself to do things that I have to do. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I like to reframe it. I'm still working on my goals for the coming
Okay.
year.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Okay. So on the subject of that, do you have any goals, or as someone else might say, a resolution?
Okay. So, well, no, they're not resolutions, but they're goals. Okay.
Hold on.
So,
As some might say, right? For the layman, some might call them New Year's resolutions. You've called them goals.
right. Okay. So it's funny that you should bring up reading because a couple of years ago, I recommitted myself to reading, I think in 2018 or 2019. And I started tracking all the books that I was reading, whether they
Mhm.
were short or a comic book or like 900 pages long. And that's been something that's really stuck with me. I managed to get through 61 books this year. And so I kind of feel like I have a loose goal of hitting 50 in the year to come. Now, if I surpass that, I'll have made my goal and gone above and beyond. And if I hit 50, which I think is doable, I'll feel really great about myself. I'm working on books number 1 and 2 this week already.
Okay.
So
So you've already begun the
yes,
march to 50.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So one of your goals, or as some others might refer to them as resolutions, is to read 50 books. Do you have
Yeah.
any other goals, or as some might refer to them as
Yeah,
resolutions?
I would like to go to France with my mom and plan a trip. I
Mhm.
would like to, okay, so this was a goal that was left over from last year to watch Beauty and the Beast, the Jean Cocteau version,
Mhm.
because I'm obsessed with that fairy tale and it's supposed to be considered like a black and white film
Yeah.
classic. So I did watch it in 2022. I fell asleep during it. So this year,
Nice.
I want to watch it again, and I want to be awake for the whole thing.
Okay, so these are all very, very reasonable
Yeah.
goals
Yeah.
for 2023. Okay, do
Thank
you have any
you.
others on the list?
You're putting me in a really hard spot because obviously I've been thinking about stuff, but I haven't committed it to paper
Look,
yet.
I'm
And I don't
not
remember
here
it
to be
all.
an accountability officer. This is just a nice, simple,
Yeah.
loose, calm, cool, and collected chat show.
I'd also like to bake one of Christina Tozzi's cakes, the popcorn cake. And it's
Mhm.
Christina Tozzi is the founder of Milk Bar. It's a really well-known pastry dessert place in the United States. I think maybe
Okay.
they might have one in Toronto. I'm not sure about that, but she has this very elaborate popcorn cake that
Mhm.
involves not only just popping kernels, but you also need like cornmeal. It's like wild.
Okay.
So yeah, that seems like something I'll get around to doing at some point.
Okay, so you want to read a little bit more. You want
Yeah.
to go on a little trip with your mom, and you want to make a popcorn cake. So far, they're all
I'd
very
also
doable.
I'd also really like to win the lottery.
Okay, so one of your goals is to win the Lotto 649. Now
Well,
you've got one
I'm
of
a
these
Lotto Max
Cadeau
girl,
ones.
but I bought 649 for Saturday night because it was December 31st.
Okay. Now this is a perfect segue. Do you have anything a little bit crazy or more wild or off the beaten trail? Because so far, it's I want to go on a trip, want to read, I want to bake a cake. There's got to be something that is scratching your itch.
I also want to finish an audio documentary I've been working on for a year.
Okay.
That's pretty wild because I'm a procrastinator.
You and I both. You and I
Yeah.
both. I laid
Yeah.
in bed on New Year's night writing down a list of things that I want to accomplish. A
And then you
goal.
went to a party?
I didn't go to any party on New Year's Eve.
What?
I stayed home.
Oh, sorry.
Well, there's no need to apologize. I wasn't.
No,
It's
I
not that
do feel I feel sorry for you.
Why is that? This is how we're starting the year off on this show. I'm already being pitied because I did not celebrate New Year's Eve.
I mean, I think most people would agree with me on that.
Well, I'm curious to know, Sarah, do you have any predictions for 2023?
No, I have none.
Perhaps one includes that I celebrate New Year's going into 2024.
I thought long and hard about it, and I don't have.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. Like everything's an open book. We'll see what happens. Like, what do you? I don't know. Like,
look, let's you know what? Let's cut through the bull crap here.
Oh, here's one. This is a
Yes.
serious one. The World Health Organization will announce the end of the COVID pandemic.
Okay, this is all we're looking. They don't have to be.
Things are not looking good in China right now, but I mean, it could happen.
When do you predict it? When do you predict it happens? When do they announce it?
Let's say, for fun's sake, December 2023.
Okay,
like
so
4 years after they first announced that they were concerned about it.
Now I'll challenge this just for the sake of challenging it. I'll say the summer. I'll say the end of summer. I'll say August.
Okay. I'm also going to predict.
Yes. Now we're on a roll. I was going to say, I was about to put you on the spot here, Sarah, and let you know that, of course, not that I need to let you know, you are a member of the media, so you're very up to date with the happenings, what's going on with COVID, things that are happening in wars, when a new bridge is going to be built in Montreal, the delays on the REM construction. This is what we're looking for here.
I predict that the Louis Hippolyte Lafontaine tunnel will be delayed for another 2 years.
I didn't even know there was a new tunnel.
No, there is not a new tunnel. They've shut down half of the old tunnel to work on it. And they said they'll be done by 2025, but I think they're going to announce it's going to be delayed even more.
So you say by 2027, this new tunnel opens.
Here's a really bold prediction.
Yes.
Nick Suzuki, the youngest ever Habs team captain, will lead the team to at least the quarterfinals.
This year?
You wanted bold. I went bold.
Sarah, I know that you play the Lotto 649. I sincerely hope you do not play the Miso Jeu. I really hope you're not playing the Miso Jeu. I thought you were going to say he leads the team in points by the end of the regular season. You say they make it to the quarterfinals, so they get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. You wanted me to set
like a wild goal and like a wild prediction, and there it is. I really like Nick Suzuki, and
along the same lines with your bold prediction, I get married and have a kid by the end of the year.
I mean, crazier things have happened, James. It could happen.
All right. So do you have any other really bold predictions? Because I like where you're going with this.
Okay. Kim Kardashian, her next boyfriend will
Oh.
be.
Think hard on this one.
Is Josh Groban taken?
Oh my God. Josh Groban, one of music's wimpiest singers.
Ouch. Okay, a lot of moms
And
like
that's
him.
not a prediction.
That's
That's just
harsh.
a fact.
That's harsh.
Yeah, well, you know what? Josh Groban is free to say whatever he wants about me. That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
I think that Kim Kardashian ending up with Josh Groban is a very bold and enticing prediction.
I think he's likable. I think he's not anti-Semitic. I think he's not covered in tattoos. I think this is be a great new leaf for
Wait,
her.
now are you saying that Kim Kardashian, or as we call her on this show, Kim, we're on a first name basis,
Yes,
she has a history of dating anti-Semites?
Yeah, she has a history of marrying them, actually. So
Whoa.
I'm not saying all of her boyfriends. I'm just saying
Just at least one.
that we know of.
All right. So you just got the boing sound effect, which means accurate.
Feels good. Feels good.
Okay. Do you have any other pretty bold ones? Because I like where you're going with. I don't know what's more bold, that Nick Suzuki gets the Canadians to the quarterfinals, or Josh Groban ends up with Kim Kardashian.
Gosh, I'm trying to think. I've done sports. I've done celebrity and entertainment.
How about a prediction?
I've done transportation.
How about a prediction for yourself?
A prediction for myself. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Come on, Sarah. It doesn't have to be. You could say, I'm going to buy a leather jacket.
No. I predict that James McGee will have a drink with me. And there's only one person who can make that happen. That's James McGee. And I'm talking about an alcoholic drink.
It's such a bad, you're not gonna win with that prediction. Sarah, come on, your mic's up too high tonight.
That's not fair.
I know that you're not feeling well. I know that you're not feeling well. You had a cold at Christmas, and apparently it was gastro. I'm curious to know, do you have any resolutions for me? We've done this the past couple of years. Would you like to give me a New Year's resolution?
I am super disappointed because I was going to say that you should read more books. I actually interviewed a woman who read 365 books a year. And I was like, how did you do it? And she was like, I spend a lot of time alone and I'm married. And I was like, oh, interesting. So whatever. But I was like going to say that you should read more books, but it sounds like you already have that. I am
currently reading Wild Thing by Janelle Dennison.
So,
and it's really good. It's guaranteed to seduce your senses and leave you wanting more.
Yeah, I know you already read The Dust Jacket to us. So I was going to give you two options. Sure. I was going to say you could read X amount of books or X-rated books, or I pick a recipe from this cookbook that I bought.
Hold on, did you just say recipe?
No, a recipe. Oh gosh, what are you, like going deaf? I would pick a random recipe from this kind of complicated cookbook, and you would have to make it for me. It could be banana bread party squares. It could be chocolate lovers cake.
You're in 2023. I'm drinking with you, and I'm cooking you dinner.
Well, not dinner. You're baking something.
Oh, it's a baking cookbook.
Could be this. Could be this.
Yeah, what's this? The popcorn cake?
No. That's the other pink cookbook I own.
So your resolution is that I bake you something.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing.
I think you and I have different definitions of the word great.
Well, I mean, what's not to love?
I don't like cooking, and I certainly don't enjoy the idea of baking.
Well, were the resolutions supposed to be easy? You mocked me for making a to-do list and being like, some people call them goals, but here you are saying, wow, Sarah, don't make me.
No, you said that they were goals. I said that they were resolutions.
Chewy salted caramels could be one of the recipes. Pistachio roast popcorn.
Yep.
Very simple. I mean, I think we should really stick with like a cake, like carrot cake with spiced candied walnuts.
Yeah. That sounds like something I could accomplish in the fall. That sounds like a fall dessert.
Red velvet cake. Well, strawberry shortcake, or
who doesn't love a red velvet
cake?
Okay, well, here's the thing.
I'm not good at this. Here you go.
That's fine. Yeah.
That's my goal for you. Or it just came to me. You have to write your own erotic short story.
I would absolutely write an erotic short story. Okay, I want to idea generate this. What's basically the premise of this erotic short story?
Well, there has to be a handsome stranger
Okay.
and a sad woman.
Okay.
And then the other elements you just decide.
All right. Now, would you be
It could
able
be
to
it could be a dark debonair FM radio DJ and like the the cha- the character played by Jessica Walters from Arrested Development play Misty
Sure.
for me, who stalks the DJ.
Okay. Well, I'm curious to know, like, would you be able to give us kind of, and I'm putting you on the spot here, basically
What's
a bit
new
of
about that?
a bit of a breakdown of this? Like last time you were here, you gave us that great voiceover about that strip club that I planned on opening. If you had to like just like close your eyes and think, how do you describe this book? Because you kind of set us off, right? A dark debonair radio DJ who, because this is collaborative, right? It's collaborative.
No. This is your goal. This is not my goal. I have plenty enough goals.
I believe it was a resolution, not a goal.
I have plenty of things on my to-do list for the year. You're the one looking for goals, so you do the work.
Well, I just think that this
would be your editor.
I think this is what I'll say.
Ghostwriter?
No, I think the reason is that people, well, look, we're all looking for one at some point or another in our lives. What I'm kind of, the reason I'm bringing this up is I think that people love when you do reads on the show, whether it's talking about the weather, whether it's giving us basically that radio ad for the strip club that the show was going to sponsor. I just think people really love when you talk.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
You're buttering me up to make me do work. I went to Burgundy Lion on Friday night, and not one, but two people were like, I'm told I have a voice for radio. And I had to be like.
And that's exactly why there's no better reason and no better time for you to give me a brief breakdown of what this erotic novel is going to be featuring the dark debonair radio DJ and a obsessed listener. And let's right off the top, let's give the DJ a name. Let's call him James.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds sexy.
I agree.
Okay, so I'm taking out the stalker element because it feels non-consensual. Sure. I don't like it.
And there's no rush. There's no rush
here.
Okay.
Okay. How about a lonely lawyer, accountant, lonely accountant who has no direction in her life, and one day she turns on the radio and she's spellbound by this voice that she hears on the radio. James, DJ James. And then she goes on a date on a dating app, and it goes really, really badly. And at the end of the date, she realizes that that's the DJ. And he was talking in his normal voice. But when she puts it all together,
this is pretty sexy.
Can you do DJ James for me? And he goes, well, what are you going to do for me in return?
Oh,
and then,
my God.
And this is the first section.
All right. Well, I know that I'm a little hot under the collar listening to that.
I know, right?
Sarah, I loved everything about this. You're going to be going to bed in a matter of minutes. Would you like to let people know where they can hear you tomorrow morning?
Yes. Yeah, a little bit before 6 o'clock in the morning on the Andrew Carter Morning Show on CJD 800. I'm the producer, and I'm back in my shift after a couple of days break. I'll be reading the weather and other things.
You know, when people kind of like punch up what they're doing? I feel like you punched down on that.
No. I was trying to be seductive.
That was seductive?
No.
Think you were seducing people into sleeping in tomorrow morning.
What are you, like, my harshest critic?
Well, you're like, I'll be reading the weather and other things.
I didn't.
This is our most contentious conversation on this show.
I didn't not go to sleep at 7 o'clock and put on my Happy New Year crown for the third day in a row for you to make fun of me.
You're right. I acknowledge what I've done, and I pledge to be better next time you appear on the show.
So are you going to bake a cake or are you going to write an erotic short story?
I'm going to 100% write the erotic short story.
Great. I'll bake the cake
hopefully,
and we'll have an event.
Yeah, we could. A live erotic short story reading featuring cake this coming Sunday, live from the Siegel Center for Performing Arts.
No, I think we should aim a little lower. I think we should like do this at like Arahova Souvlaki or something.
Oh my God, the one in the Mile End?
Yeah.
All right, great. A live erotic short story reading featuring cake coming to you from Arahova, located on St. Viator in Montreal's famous Mile End borough.
Tzatziki on the house.
Ooh, now that sounded erotic. Sarah, thanks so much for being here, and I wish you just the sweetest of dreams as you fade away into slumber. I think so. I think this is, generally speaking, I think hard times bring people together. Oh, that's a good line for the erotic novel. Hard times bring people together.
I wish you nothing but health and happiness and lots of winning lottery tickets in 2023.
Well, I wish you nothing but the same, Sarah, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Bye, James. Thanks for having me.
That's Sarah Deshaies, the one and only.
They hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me.
Oh, Sarah left her microphone on, I think. And this is the thing, when Sarah comes on the air, this show's always riding dirty. There's no doubt about it, one way or the other. Folks, we now move on to our next guest as we begin, or rather continue to talk about everything that is in the new year. But before we do that, we have to address the elephant in the room. By the elephant in the room, I mean Dave Kaufman is currently in the chat room on paternity leave as he continues to raise his firstborn and now his secondborn, his new son, James Jr. Dave, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Great viewership for At Home with James standards. Let's welcome our next guest, an expert in everything that is cool, including a very, very, very sharp Zoom background. It is Cathy Fagan. Cathy, happy New Year.
Hello, hi.
Cathy, you got your mic up too high. How's your New Year been treating you so far?
It's been good. We're a day in. It's been very eventful. I just want you to know, I felt like this was going to be such a special occasion that I brought myself some wine and I ordered myself a little cheesecake.
Yeah.
A little cheesecake.
Now this, I feel like it goes
goes
hand in hand with what Sarah and myself were discussing earlier as it pertains to baked goods as well as drinking. Sarah wanted me to have a drink with her this year and also to bake her a cake. Feels like you've split the difference in which you're drinking alone and you're about to eat some cake live on the air.
Yeah, I should have brought you a glass of wine to your mailbox.
I don't think I would have consumed it, but I would appreciate, or rather I would have appreciated the gesture.
Well, maybe one day you'll do it with Sarah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if drinking's my thing. Cathy, I don't know if you've heard of this book, but I've been reading Wild Thing by Janelle Dennison.
I have not heard of the book. I haven't ventured into the world of romance, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it so far. How far in are you?
Well, I mean, if you're asking me for my thoughts, I'd probably summarize them as saying that he can't stop wanting her. Oh, baby. That's what Steve Wilde thinks every time he comes into Liz's cafe and catches sight of her sexy figure from behind the counter. But a man can only pretend to be interested in the pastries for so long. Now that Liz has opened the door to him, Steve intends to storm right through it along with her defenses and show the aloof beauty what she's been missing and what he intends to do about it. Slow, deliberately, and deliciously.
Oh
So that's so far what I think about. That's what I think about the book. Yeah.
Yeah. So what drew you to that? You read the back before you bought it.
You know, I saw the cover and I was like, wow, I think about myself as a bit of a wild thing. And I thought if there was ever a book that was speaking to me, it's definitely Wild Thing by Janelle Dennison, USA best-selling author.
You know, based on the conversation you had with Sarah and some of the people that you've got coming to see your show so often, I think you should start a book club.
Oh, the At Home with James book club? That's very interesting.
I think you should start a book club. I really think that.
Are they just erotic novels?
whatever you want it to be. But yeah, I think that would bring you the most viewers for sure.
Cathy, have you ever read an erotic novel?
I think I read some of 50 Shades of Grey when I was younger.
Now, what did you think at the time? How young were you?
I think I was 16.
Okay.
17? What year did it come out? It was like
I'm not sure. I only read the Janelle Dennison books.
Well, maybe you need to get yourself 50 Shades of Grey. I think there was a lot of controversy over it. Like it was a little bit I don't know, like I don't want to say the word abusive, but I think that's
I believe it deals with S&M themed sexual events.
Yeah, it was a lot of that. And apparently the movie was also a bit salacious, so that's kind of hot, but I think you should start with something like that, yeah.
Okay, so after I get done with Wild Thing, I'll read 50 Shades of Grey. Now, Cathy, you've got a cheesecake. Now, we were talking off air. I actually split this cheesecake with Dave Kaufman, who's currently in the chat, who's pointing out the tech fumbles. I didn't love the cheesecake. It was a little flat for me. I love the consistency, the feeling, but the flavor left something to be desired. So here's the first bite.
Yeah, this would be like a good base.
It needs something. Now, again, coming from the chat, Dave Kaufman writes, all caps, boring cheesecake.
Yeah, so I think the consistency is actually pretty interesting because it's like halfway between like a sponge cake and a cheesecake. So it's got that going for it. It's Uncle Tetsu, in case anybody has had it, can relate, or if anybody wants to get it. I think if you don't like too much sugar, this is probably really good.
It left something to be desired.
Yeah. It leaves a little bit to be desired, I'll be honest. But yeah, so back to that novel. So I actually had a little thought about some of the things that I feel like would be good New Year's resolutions to see from James McGee this year. And
okay, well, here's the thing. I want to put a hold on that because I want to hear about you first, Cathy. We can't have you come on the show. That feels unfair.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, I'm afraid of your New Year's resolutions for me.
You don't want to talk about it. I get it.
Well, I'm prepared to talk about it once the time comes. But first, we're gonna put the spotlight on you, Cathy. Now let's begin. Are you someone that is over the years put New Year's resolutions in place?
I think the only New Year's resolution I can remember is I wanted to take more pictures because I would often go to events and then I'd go back to try to look at pictures and stuff, and yeah, there was nothing there. So I did make a resolution to do that a few years back.
Okay.
I think I did it.
All right, so take more pictures. Now the big question is, do you have any New Year's resolutions for 2023?
I do. So one is that I want to get better at French. I want to get much better at French.
Tu veux améliorer ton français?
Yeah. A little bit. I want to get to like B level. Like I know they have like the ABC.
Well, can we hear a bit of your French right now, Cathy?
Je m'appelle Kathleen. Oui.
Now, are you saying Catherine or Kathleen?
The gâteau fromage.
Hold on, Cathy.
Oh,
are you saying Catherine or Kathleen?
Catherine.
Okay, so now it's Katrine. I think what you want is that hard Catherine. No, Catherine. Now you're putting an L in there, Kathleen. Hey, c'est moi, Kathleen.
That's how people in Newfoundland say my name and say.
Avez-vous un cigarette pour moi? Je m'appelle Kathleen. Catherine.
Kathleen.
No. Just repeat after me. Trin. No, Trin. Yeah, you could say Catherine. Yeah, okay.
Ah, oui.
Oui, le gâteau à fromage.
Oui.
Now, coming in from our production assistant, looks like you're eating butter. Tu manges la beurre.
Oui, j'adore le beurre.
Cette émission est maintenant une émission en français. Moi, je m'appelle James et je suis ici avec Catherine.
Kathleen
Fagan.
Again?
All right. Want to acknowledge a first-time chat from Chekhov's Wig, who says, very good. Chekhov's wig, very good username. So you want to get better at French. Tellement cool. Génial. Okay. Any other things on your resolution list, Gatlin?
Yeah. Another one. So I kind of started it out saying I was going to do 30 days. So myself and some other people in the improv community are doing a 30-day.
And for people who don't know,
what do you mean?
You happen to be a practitioner of.
Oh, yeah. For people who don't know, I do improv, often with James. And we're doing a fitness activity where for 30 days, we try to do 30 minutes of fitness every single day. And I've tacked a little bit of extra challenge onto mine because I want to do cold showers every day for the next 30 days too.
Okay. This is very in right now, the cold shower.
Yeah, I've done it before though. And I feel like if you're into doing like the spa and stuff, like doing cold plunges is really good for you. So I've definitely seen benefit in that. And I'm just trying to incorporate it in my day to day.
Well, I want to point out, I wasn't included on this 30-day challenge.
I just thought you wouldn't be interested, James. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'll add you.
No, it's too late because it's already January 2nd, going on the 3rd.
Well, you can do it until February 2nd.
Doesn't count. This is just pity. Now, do you have any other resolutions that you've got for yourselves?
Somebody in the chat said Cathy doesn't think that James showers. That might be part of it, James. That could be.
You know, it's really incredible what people think of me. And oftentimes they're incredibly wrong. There's this idea of me that's just floating. James doesn't shower. James must get drunk. James looks like a guy that loves smoking a pack a day. James doesn't exercise. I have almost little to no vices.
You look like you could smoke for sure.
I do. I agree. I look like I could, but I don't. And people often think the worst of me. It's never, James looks like a guy that's got pretty good hygiene. James looks like...
Yeah, you do. You look like an ever nude.
Well, that is not inaccurate. I mean, are people hanging around nude in their home? Are you live on the air right now, Dimitri? Dimitri's just involved in the conversation. It's only coming through to us. I'm having an interview here with Cathy. Stop talking. No one can hear you. One-on-one with Cathy right now. Cathy, be honest. Be honest. You're just hanging out naked in your apartment.
I bought a robe recently, actually. So
that's not naked. So if I bought a robe and I was wearing nothing underneath, that's not nude.
Yeah, but it's to pad the transition from bath to regular life.
Okay, well, Cathy, it sounds like you and I have this in common, that neither of us hang out nude at home. Can you believe it?
You hang out nude in the shower? Do you take your pants off when you get in the shower?
Yeah, I take my pants off when I'm in the shower.
Maybe you don't. Maybe there's a little chance that you don't.
So you're saying I take a shower in a pair of pants?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I think it's possible.
You got any other resolutions, Cathy?
Any other resolutions? So I kind of believe that if
coming into the chat right now from Chekhov's wig, bro showers with his pants on, LOL. I don't even know who this Chekhov's wig is. This guy's been here for 5 minutes. He's laughing at me out loud.
Yeah, and also MG Zozie said, "What's bad about hanging out nude at home?" That
nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with hanging out nude at home, but I was feeling confronted that I was wrong for not hanging out nude at home.
Yeah, but there's something extra wrong with never being nude at home.
I'm nude in the shower.
Are you?
Oh. Cathy, you got any other resolutions?
What do you do when you need to change?
Well, what do you think I do? I put my pants on over my pants that I'm already wearing and then try to peel them off from underneath. This is the topic of discussion. What do you do when you need to change? Well, let's take a guess here. How many options are there? Well, I guess I remove the clothes that I have on to put on new.
You turn off all the lights.
Yeah, I turn off all the lights, close the blinds, and I put on loud music so no one can hear me naked. Kathy, you got any other resolutions?
Yes. Actually, I don't know. I want to write a TV pilot.
All right. Now, what kind of TV pilot?
A funny one.
A funny one. You want to write a funny TV pilot?
Yeah, I want to write a funny TV pilot.
Okay, so we're both going to be writing in the new year. You'll be writing a funny TV pilot, and I will be writing an erotic short story.
Maybe there's an overlap.
Could be. There's
Maybe
not a
it's
lot of
adaptation.
funny erotica.
Maybe my pilot is an adaptation of your best-selling short story.
Okay, well, I do appreciate that you've mentioned that in your, I guess, prediction, my short story is successful.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of success this year.
Thank you. Finally, something positive has been said about me. Kathy, do you have any predictions for 2023?
I do. I have a few of
Okay.
them. So one is like world scale politics.
Yeah.
I think Donald Trump is going to flee the US.
That is a very, very interesting prediction. Where does he go?
Oh, that is a great question. Probably Russia or China.
Okay. That's a very good one.
I think there's going to be another big crypto wind. I think that's going to be a lot of people making a lot of money. So I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to crash again, but I think that's going to happen.
All right.
You guys had a conversation about Kim Kardashian. I think her and Harry Styles are going to date.
Wow. Now that would be a couple that would really turn people on.
Yep. I think so
now,
too.
I saw her. She was advertising what is alleged to be the most comfortable bra of all time.
Yeah. And her Skims line.
Yes. As Kathy takes another big spoonful of butter. Okay. Any other predictions?
Take a bite, James.
Yeah. I already had my spoonful of butter this morning.
James.
Hold on, I'm gonna write this into my erotic story. She seduced him by feeding him butter, even though he didn't want any. Hey, Kathy, got any other predictions? Because right now in the chat, Abel Abe says your predictions are solid.
Yeah, thank you. I put a lot of thought into these.
Yeah,
but they're about to devolve a little bit into maybe something more personal. So I think James is going to be discovered this year.
So you've got a prediction for me. Discovered in what capacity?
Got two.
By someone who wants to murder me? Now, for the people who can't hear, off air, we got, James will be discovered dead.
Can they not hear Dimitri when he speaks?
No, it's only in our production call. No one can hear anything but you and I.
Yeah. James is gonna be discovered dead.
Yeah.
No, I think you're gonna be discovered. I think that it's gonna be for something that is centered around your hosting ability. So it's gonna be something like TV, or it's gonna be radio show. Somebody's gonna like poke around, and then somebody from maybe the improv community is gonna send Twitch links to this person, and it's gonna be like, oh man, we need this guy to host our show.
That would be very cool. That would be very cool. I thank you for that prediction.
Okay. So, and my last one that I have on my list is that James McGee is gonna find love.
Maybe this can tie into the Kathy, your mic's on really high. I'd like to imagine that maybe the love that I find is in this project that you say I get discovered for, so I fall in love with this project.
I think you fall in love with your boss.
Oh, so you think that I have a boss and I fall in love with her?
I think you fall in love with your boss.
Now, wouldn't that be a inappropriate power dynamic?
Yes.
I can handle it. I have no problem. I have zero issue being on the receiving end of a power dynamic.
It's somebody in the chat said.
Yeah, I'm familiar with what they're saying, but Kathy, why don't you do the honors of what will happen before I find love?
Sarah probably wins the lottery first. That's
yes.
what.
Yeah, exactly.
That's in the chat.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a boss. I think that's going to make it taboo. But maybe your boss is like they're like less powerful in other ways. Like they're younger than you. They're
Right.
they're more frail than you.
I like that you said more frail than you,
No, like I just
implying that I am already frail.
No, I just mean weaker. I don't know. It's gonna be taboo.
Weaker. So what you're saying is I'm already weak.
They might be
This woman
also
is weaker than me.
less strong than you.
All right.
Do you want
Understand.
me to give you a little bit of validation, James? Do you want me to give you some more validation?
Yeah, please.
You're so strong.
Thanks, Cathy. I appreciate that. Well, again, I don't know if this loops into what we were leading off this with, but do you have any resolutions for me? Now, those were predictions. You've got that Donald Trump flees the country, Harry Styles ends up with Kim Kardashian, there's a crypto boom and fall, and I fall in love with my boss.
Yeah. I think resolutions, like you guys said, are kind of like goals.
Yep.
I think that your resolution will be to put effort into finding love.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So I think I don't know what that means for you, what you're comfortable with, but I think you're gonna go like put yourself out there a little bit.
So this, I guess this implies is that I currently do not put myself out there.
Do you?
That's for me to know and everyone else to find out.
No, he doesn't. Maybe he does.
That's what they say, folks. Okay, so your prediction for me in terms of a goal or resolution is that I put myself out there to find love.
Yeah.
How do you recommend I go about doing it?
There's lots of ways.
Okay.
So I think the obvious choice is to go on Tinder or Hinge or Bumble.
Yep.
Whatever. That's not everybody's cup of tea.
Sure.
That doesn't mean that there's not a place within social media to be able to find your love.
Got it. Okay. So maybe I put it out there on Montreal Trade Hole.
Yeah, maybe you put it out on Montreal Trade Hole. Maybe you go on Craigslist, Close Encounters.
Yep.
But I think even less like explicit than that. I think paying attention on Instagram, like you see people that you like, they're posting stuff that you like, you give them a little like, you give them a little comment, you slide in their DMs a little bit.
I don't like the way that you use your hands for that.
It's a little slimy. I honestly think sliding into DMs, people who slide into each other's DMs, like if you're not already friends on Instagram, can be like a little bit, I don't know.
I mean, look, let's be honest. It's tough to hit up your friends though.
That is true.
Yeah.
But maybe you meet somebody, like maybe you met somebody in person and then you added them to Instagram. Like to me, that's a little bit different.
Okay, fair enough.
When I was in Newfoundland, the dating pool was so small on dating apps that like I would see people on Tinder and like I wouldn't like swipe right on them. And I would they would be like on Facebook adding me to Facebook because they just saw me on there and they like somehow reverse engineered like who I was. And that's how they would contact me.
All right. So you're saying I slide into people's DMs.
Yeah, but people that you've already met in person. Or you go to like events. And like, or like social things.
Yeah, a funeral.
Yeah, funerals.
Now, Cathy, get a load of this. Coming in from the Twitch chat, we've got Chekhov's wig. Lots of single people in the Twitch chat, then a series of salacious emojis. We've also got from MG Zozy, slide into my DMs, James, please.
There you go. You got one contender so far.
You can't get out there with the audience, Cathy. We got to create some separation. I want to be on the receiving end of the power dynamic.
But you don't know who that person is, so they have the power because they could say anything they want right now.
Yeah, they've got the power. All right. Any other final resolutions or goals for me, Cathy? This has been I feel very tender coming out of this. Vulnerable.
Good tender?
I don't know.
I think you read a book about business.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm currently reading this book called Wild Things by Janelle Dennison. There's no stopping either of them. Now in a cat and mouse game where the thrill of the forbidden is never quite enough, a business arrangement is about to yield to pleasure and the temptations that can only be found When Hearts Run Wild.
Can you give me like one, just before you set me off, a little New Year's gift? I would love to hear an excerpt, a salacious excerpt.
Well, here's the thing. I know that I don't often curse on this show, but Cathy, because you've been so forthcoming with me, I will be forthcoming with you by way of Wild Thing by Janelle Dennison. Her chin tipped upward, a feisty show of the wild spirit Steve had always known she possessed. I was pretty proud of myself, actually. Growing serious. God.
Please.
Don't talk like that, Cathy.
Please keep reading.
God. Yeah, we need a bit of mood music here. Again, this is an excerpt from Janelle Dennison, Wild Thing. Growing serious, he finally slid into her. A perfect fit, and gave her yet another promise to believe in. This is your home now, here with me. Please turn the page for a preview of Standing in the Shadows by Shannon McKenna.
That's how it ended?
Yes. I accidentally read the last. Damn, spoiler.
Oh my God.
Well, that's an
What a
excerpt
book.
from Wild Thing by Janelle Dennison, USA Today
wild.
best-selling author. Cathy, this was a very revealing conversation. This may have been our most revealing conversation we've ever had, period.
Why is it revealing?
We talked about a lot of personal matters here.
Yes, but
Well, by we talked about a lot of my personal matters.
yeah, I felt it was revealing for you.
That's fine. I would rather be on the receiving end of this than having you having to reveal personal
Oh, I would
information,
reveal it. I'll reveal all the personal
such
information.
as, well, maybe we'll do a Cathy exposed episode.
Cheers.
Well, Cathy, thanks so much. Happy New Year. And I will see you in a couple days where we are both performing at New Year, New You, live from Variations Mile End in the heart of the Mile End borough.
Oh, and just one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've changed heart on this cheesecake, so I would give out a general recommendation to people to get the cheesecake from Uncle Tetsu.
All right, Cathy, you heard it has changed heart. Bye, Cathy. This, this feels like a very classic James is the target of everyone episode of At Home with James. I'm fighting with Sarah. Cathy's telling me how I should live my life. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Speaking of staying the same, let's welcome our third and final legend of the At Home world. It's Dimitri Kirez. Dimitri, Happy New Year.
Hey, James, how's it going?
Well, I was expecting you to come to us live from the mailroom. It looks like you're in some type of conference room.
Yeah, why don't you just take a seat, get comfortable.
Well, I am sitting.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for arriving on time, buddy. Welcome to 2023. I'm happy to have you.
Thank you.
This is your performance review for 2022.
Wait, you're giving me the performance review?
Well, I'm giving you a performance review as well as the show. This is part of my job here at Home and James, just giving
Sure.
an advanced analytics of how well we did in 2022 and what are
You
some
got
of the...
advanced analytics on the show?
I'm not just a mail pusher, all right? I'm punching the X's and O's, the ones and zeros in that mail room
All right,
whenever I got some free time.
Yep.
Awesome. So, first and foremost, how you feeling? Are you feeling good about 2023? Are you still happy with the job?
This show has rattled me a little bit tonight. Overall, I feel happy.
All right, we're glad to hear it. Well, listen, the thing about advanced analytics is on paper, the numbers might seem scary, but the larger picture is what we really have to be looking at here, James.
Okay, I understand. I am a big believer in the big picture.
All right, so getting right in. At Home with James overall in 2022 grew 4.7%.
That's not bad.
It's not good either. Now,
Right, okay, fair enough.
Our
But it's a humble show, right? It's a humble little show.
Yeah. Our projected, though, of what we had in 2021 to 2022 it was actually 75%.
Oh.
So we undershot our margins,
Yep.
but that's to be expected, James, and it's room to grow, right?
Yeah, and look, I'm open to room for growth.
I bet you are. Right now, the financial situation, I guess, for the show is how are you feeling about it right now?
I mean, it's not good.
Yeah,
The show currently makes no money.
Yeah, we're in the brown.
The brown.
We're in the brown. I would say in the black, which means that we're doing okay, which is where we want to be. The red means we're currently at a deficit, and the brown means that we've kind of given up on the money and we're in the dookie zone.
Okay, so we want to at least get to the red in 2023.
Red would be a deficit, so if we start losing money, maybe it actually shows that we care about the money.
Fair. Okay, yeah, fair.
All right, viewership at the beginning of 22 was actually up 45%.
Okay.
But then a week later, we dropped 85%.
Really? Oh, no. Okay.
But then we rose 69%.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, 6.9%.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, at least it's a rise.
We dropped 85% after you got a haircut.
Well, I get a haircut probably every quarter. I plan to get a haircut over the next couple weeks.
Oh, don't.
I got to let it grow?
Viewership tends to drop. Sorry, did I say drop? I meant plummet. When you get a haircut and or shave your beard.
All right. Well, right now it's getting awfully bushy.
I can see that. That's great. If we can get
Okay.
you back to really long hair down here, asshole, and the beard getting a little bit longer,
It's gonna take
prospector.
a long time to let my hair grow that long.
Well, it's something that we can, start to invest in, much like you've invested 4 years into this show, which is a milestone.
Well, we're in the 4th year over the span of.
It's still a huge achievement, James. And here at Home, we'd actually like to congratulate you for your service.
Thank you.
And that congratulation would be some pros and cons list of how you can get better. Pros.
Okay.
Pros. The audience loves it when the guests are mean to you.
Yes, that is true.
So we love
Sadly.
that. We're going to keep doing that. We got great viewership tonight. And partly why is the Cathy and Sarah Deshaies making fun of you is awesome.
Yep.
Cons. You come off angry and cold. Is there a reason for that?
I don't intend to.
Is it because a lot of the time we're just pointing out really obvious things, like the fact that you wear jorts in the shower?
I believe the accusation was I wear pants in the shower, not jorts.
Well, you're not denying the jorts accusation.
I am denying it. I do not wear clothes in the shower.
You don't wear clothes in the shower.
I will freely admit that I have worn a bathing suit to take a bath. I have done that.
Okay, so maybe let's pump the brakes. This is your evaluation, not mine.
Coming in from the chat right now, High Score Run accuses me of wearing jorts under the jeans.
Now, see, you're getting angry again, and I think.
No, I was laughing. I laughed at it.
In 2022, James would have gotten angry and maybe said an expletive at the audience. In 2023, James, maybe we can take that truth and we can use it as fuel, like coal to a furnace, and let us propel us forward into the future of the show.
All right, so I got to chill out a little bit.
Your words, not mine. But that's a great mindset that you have right there. Maybe we could show a little skin. This is just a recommendation.
You mean for me? I got to show my skin on the show?
Just a little bit of skin. Not enough for us to get striked on Twitch, but enough to just
sometimes
like the
I wear
conversation
just a
started.
t-shirt on the show. Sometimes I wear just a t-shirt.
Well, now we're talking, Sailor. I think that we could do a little bit more going forward. Maybe start by taking off the hat, lose that sweater, unbutton a top button, for God's sake.
This is my classic look.
Your classic look has us dropped 85% in viewer base and has us up 6.9%.
All right, okay.
And we're in the brown. We're in the brown on that too, actually.
Now, coming in from the chat, Cathy, who was literally just a guest on the show, says, I actually don't know what James's calves look like or forearms.
Beautiful.
I'm constantly in shorts in the summer.
We love that type of engagement, okay? We love that type of engagement, Cathy. So keep that engagement going because look, it's generated another comment. And now we've got comments on comments. And now we've got more viewership. We just rose 6.9%. You see what happens, James? With positive mindset. And that's the 2023 James. I can see it in your eyes. You want to be better, and we want to do better.
Well, of course I want the show to be better.
Between the ages of 0 and 5, we are a hit. Something about you, clown-like moving around, and all the nice, beautiful, vibrant colors behind you makes the 0 to 5 demographic for the show very popular.
Wait, we're popular with kids?
Not just kids. Infants. Babies.
All right, okay.
There's something very colorful about you. and very fun and vibrant. So you want to keep
Okay.
that. Unfortunately, the target.
So I am fun and vibrant, not mean and cold.
Well, the mute button we found is on 98% of the time for the children.
All right.
Obviously, we don't
Okay.
want that content to leak to them, but they seem the way you kind of move around and act all grumpy and sad a lot of the time when you get accused of wearing jorts in the shower. Seems to make them happy in some sort of way.
Yeah.
So we can try to work with that and find some kind of hybridization. Unfortunately, the 18 to 45 market, which is our target demo, we're in the brown.
So once again, we're back in the brown.
We're back in the brown, but here's some uplifting news. Ages 55 to 75 are up 155%.
Okay, well that's cool.
Yes, very cool. We need
Now,
to start
do you
playing
have any
to this
reason
demo.
why we're doing so well with the older audience?
Well, James, I think you can answer that yourself. You seem to have a way with older women.
What are some of the other statistics that we've got?
Awesome. Well, moving forward, James, we've got a 45% rise on events, which is something that
Oh.
I'd like to move forward to. There seems to be a large interest in events.
Yeah, people love a special edition of this show.
Absolutely. So moving forward with the show, I think 2023 should be special events at Home with
Okay.
James. We love a
Yep.
theme. We love
Yep.
a special event.
Yep.
And I think 2023 is really where James breaks out of his shell. If we're thinking of you as a, at the beginning of the show's history, going from a caterpillar and then into the kind of where we are now, of 2022, 2021, into
Yep.
the cocoon. I want to see
Yep.
2023 as a metamorphosis of sorts. You're bursting
Okay.
out of your shell, and
So continuing to evolve. I'm totally game for that.
and this involves some growing pains for you. Full disclosure.
Kind of growing pains.
Well, and we just have a couple of ideas now here. James fucks live.
Oh. Well, I can't do that on Twitch
Why not?
because we're gonna get a strike against the channel. They're gonna take us off the air.
What if it was just audio?
No, can't have audio of sex acts, Dimitri.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put that in the maybe pile. James discovers fetish play.
No, I don't think that will get a strike.
Well, you
but
already wear jorts in the shower, which really isn't that far
I don't
off.
wear jorts in the shower.
Well, what do you wear? Latex?
I don't wear anything in the shower.
You're nude in the shower.
Yes.
Yeah, right, and we're not in the brown. Christmas tree lighting.
We have done that for 3 straight years.
We do that on the show?
You were here.
I was
man.
there.
Yeah.
I would have jotted it down. It would have came up in the analytics.
We did it in 2020, 2021, 2022. 3
This is
years
advanced analytics. It's not mild analytics.
Okay,
It
what
would have
else?
shown
What
up.
else? What
Pumpkin
else?
carving contest.
We've done that for 3 straight years.
No, we haven't. If we have, it would have been good. We would have mentioned it. Somebody would have mentioned it.
What else?
Oh, James embraces his alter ego and becomes the erotic stranger.
That the erotic stranger
This
is
is-
my alter. That sounds like something that is your alter ego.
This is fun. I like this idea. It's you. Well, you turn heel a little bit, and you host the show as the erotic stranger, and you bring on some of your freaks and weirdos.
What else is on the list?
Okay, sex fantasy night. Now this one's a lot of fun. You can talk about some of what are your fantasies and other
It
people's
sounds
fantasies.
like there's a lot of like sexually charged ideas.
And and there was a lot of that tonight, wasn't there?
Well, not by my own admission, no.
And have you also noted that we have broken our viewer count on a consistent viewer count for the first time in 2023?
It's the first episode of the year.
We were at a staggering, a scolding 15 viewers at a full hour and 13 minutes.
So I said it was pretty good for at-home standards. Now coming in from the chat, sex sells. That is true.
Correct.
That is true. People love nasty nights.
Nasty nights. And you can talk about all the things that you want to do. You can talk about your threesomes that you want to do, James. You can talk about that you want to having coitus with elves or mythical creatures.
It sounds more along the lines of a Mark Rowland hosted show.
That's great. Bring Mark on, bring Kathy on, bring the whole freaks, bring all the gang on it's Noah's Ark of Freaks. Bring them all on the boat.
The Noah's Ark of Freaks. Now that is a good idea.
I'm chock full of them. And you know what? The analytics don't lie.
Yeah.
There you go, James. I mean, look, there's lots of things that we could do for the show. So anyway, that's your performance review. I hope you've enjoyed this session. Obviously, there are things to work on, but there's things that are working too. Don't get too discouraged.
Look, I think that you bring up a lot of really interested and valid points about what we can do to expand in 2023, right? We're about to hit a full 3 years of the show. You've been here for the entirety of the 3 years.
That's right.
I do think that there is truth behind what you're saying in terms of what we can do to continue building the show. And as you mentioned, get out of the brown. Is that fair? We can agree on that?
As long as we get out of the brown, because these numbers are discouraging right now.
I have an idea.
Oh?
I have an idea, and I don't know if I should commit to it right now, but I feel pulled and compelled to because you've put me on the spot. And if I say no to everything, I look like a curmudgeon. I look cold. I look angry. I look distant. So I need to do something to validate this performance review so people don't think that I'm just pushing your ideas right out the door.
Here's the thing,
But
James.
I'm scared. I am
Here's
scared
the
to say
thing.
what I want to say.
Here's the thing. You either commit to at least 4 out of 6 of these sexual events, or we try for a grand slam. You aim for the fences. Because this show, listen, you don't get out of the brown with just sitting around.
I want to say I hate how catchy "you don't get out of the brown by just sitting around" is. That's a t-shirt.
Well, that's the analytics that made that up.
I'm going to say this. I'm not going to commit to any of these sex act shows, but as you just mentioned, I need to top it with a grand slam. I think I've got a grand slam. I'm scared. I'm scared to say this because the pressure is immediately on, and I turn the burner up to 10.
I am waiting. I'm rigid. I'm boiling.
Sounds like a line of dialogue from Wild Thing, written by Janelle Dennison, USA Today best-selling author.
Hold on a minute. I didn't even get to my my New Year's predictions. But yeah, go ahead. Oh God.
We began this show
Oh my God.
in March of 2020. Every single episode, this is 410, has been on the internet, both on Instagram Live and on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
I propose this
Oh my God.
to celebrate. Put some music on for this.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Okay.
I want some music.
Are you?
We'll do it live.
Oh. Okay.
Play me in. To celebrate 3 years, the show that was born only mere days after the coronavirus pandemic began, I propose that in March of 2023, we celebrate those 3 years, this 3-year anniversary, with the first ever live in person At Home with James spectacular in front of a live audience.
Oh my God.
In living color, in person, tickets are sold this March.
You picked it. You said a date. You just said a date out loud.
Is that a grand slam?
I don't know. Does
You
this...
see the ball going?
There it is. Stocks are going up.
Give me the call. Give
James,
me the call. You're on the call. You're on the call. I just hit the ball.
It's a grand slam. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's gone. The stocks are rising.
Yeah, keep screaming.
Our stocks are going up. It's gone. It's a grand
This is it.
slam.
This is it, 2023, at home. F it. We'll
Fuck
do it
it.
live.
We'll do it live.
We're doing it live. We've got 2 months.
Oh God, I have so much to plan.
Yes, yeah, we both do.
Plan.
This may be a critical error,
Ah,
but we're doing it. We'll do it live.
ah. We don't have any time, but I'm so excited.
All I got to do is figure out what the show is and book a venue.
When I came on this show
Tell me.
3 years ago, I dreamed of this. I saw it in a dream. That you would be standing up on that stage, interviewing me and someone else. 3 guests maximum. And that spotlight hit you, and a tear came down your eye, and you realized then that we had done it. And now I realized that it wasn't just a dream. It was a premonition.
Oh.
Here we go, baby.
Oh my God! Make that money! All right, it sounds like we've done it, Dimitri. Your product, or rather your performance review, hell, it is a product review. It's ignited a fire under my keister that I plan to ride, meester.
Put that on a shirt.
I will.
Ride
Li-
on.
Live show, merchandise, merch booth.
You don't get out of the brown sitting around.
It's gonna be merch booth.
There will be a merch booth.
Yeah, there's gonna be a merch booth.
There better be a merch booth. You know why?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar.
All right.
We're doing it. March 2023, 3-year anniversary show. We're doing it live. Dimitri, thank you for helping me. You are a brother.
I'd call you a brother any day of the week, any day of the month, any day of the year.
Thank you.
We'll ride together down those green hills to greater pastures, past the naysayers and those who said we could never do it, that said that you could never do it.
How long are we hyping this up for?
Enough.
All right.
God bless you. I can't wait for March. In the meantime, I'll be ready. My 3 2023 predictions are Sex in the Olympics, James Wright's Taboo 5, Space Station sex controversy. And that's it.
Thank you, Dimitri. Take care and have a good night.
I love you.
Keep that music playing. Folks, you heard it here first. The first episode of 2023. Resolutions, goals, predictions. Do I wear pants in the shower? No. Do you believe me? No. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. The countdown to 3 years, live and in living color, begins now. But that's then. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Keep watching if you're new to the show every single Monday right here at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/@home-with-James. Sometimes other days. But until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night. Goodbye. Farewell. Be well. What am I going to do for this live show? This may have been a mistake.